So it's 2020 and we just treated the European copper beech with the systemic fungicide control and the pentabark, I think is what it's called. It's a surfactant to help take the treatment in. And I used about 1 gallon, which is I think a half a gallon of treatment with half a gallon of water, and then only a few ounces of the pentabark, maybe 8 ounces, something like that. It comes in a package. You get the set together. So overall, I felt like we were doing really good. The black spots have diminished, I'm quite sure. You can see a little bit right here, and there was a little bit up there, but I think it's decreased. Now the one thing that did bother me though, over on this side, we have an area where the bark fell off. It actually was so loose I just took it off. It's right there. So what caused that? Well, that's a good question, but someone years ago did carve right there. And that carving is right on top of where the bark is loose. So that could have been a spot where it got in or whatever, and you can see it didn't just happen. You can see growth is coming around already. More on this side than that side. So, but that does bother me. I mean, it feels solid there, but that, it's really hard to say what's going on underneath there. We do have some spots right here too that we're getting. I don't know if that's the tree growth going on. You can see a lot of growth right there, so that didn't just happen either. And maybe this is something that, I don't think you want to be bruising your trees, first of all, but obviously this isn't the first time this thing's lost bark, because you see down here, and you can see how much growth has occurred covering up that area. And then there's other indications throughout the tree that does happen. For example, right here. Now these could be from climbing spots. Maybe they're damaged by humans. I don't know. But we definitely don't want that happening. See a lot of growth through here. Something happened here at one point, and you can see how the tree is just like taking it right over. Now hopefully that's not a lot of rot in there. This is one mammoth tree. Now the other thing I noticed when we first purchased the property, when we were cleaning up down below here, we had found what we thought to be another tree. And it was, I would say it was 10 inches high at the time. Well, there it is right there, 10 years later. It's way above my head. It's probably 10 feet tall now. So in 10 years it went from, I would say it was right here, and it's put on a good 8 feet. And this is in the shade, so this tree can really grow. Now the other cool thing is, so this one started on its own. We've been kind of staying away from it each year. And that's another reason I brush on the treatment, because if you spray it on, if I would have hit this tree, the green, it would have killed it, or at least killed part of it. Now down here, I might as well document this. We've been kind of keeping it under wraps, but below the tree here, you can see there's our tree area. Lo and behold, we found another one down here a couple years ago. And this one, a couple years ago, was probably about 6 inches tall. And now this thing, if you were to, well, it's over 2 feet. It is going out towards the sun. We did push it back a little bit with the stone to hold it more upright. But of course it wants to go to the sun. So that's our legacy of the European copper beech in 2020, and we hope this thing continues to grow and do well. I think it's doing well. I can't, sometimes you think, oh, it looks like the leaves are not as many leaves, but then other times you think, no, that's the same as what it was before. There's always some dead branches coming down. That's, I think, probably normal. And some years we get these things and some years we don't. They say every 3 years. But there it is. I will back up, give you a wider view. But we're done treating it for this year. And this is way higher than the house. If you go up on the top roof. I have not done measurements in 10 years. That is something I should do. See what kind of circumference and estimate height and everything else. I would say it's at least 30 to 40 feet above the house. So there we go.